Hey guys, Cheri from The Watering Mouth here. Video today is on 2 secrets to lifelong health. This is a big one. This is a big deal. And it's just very, very basic though. And I want to explain these 2 secrets. So like always, there's a cheat sheet included in this video. So if you go to thewateringmouth.com/cheat sheets, you can download this cheat sheet, which is going to have these 2 tips in it for you, so you can print it out, like put it into a binder with all the other cheat sheets that I give to you. You can review these on a, weekly or monthly basis and just keep these concepts fresh. There's a bunch of recipes and old cheat sheets that I've done for all my previous videos too, so if you get on that list, you'll be able to watch or check out all those cheat sheets. I have been talking about this a lot in various coaching things that I've been doing on my holiday workshop and with my clients, and it was something I wanted to pass to you guys too. So 2 secrets to lifelong health and then weight loss as well. So I'll give you the 2 secrets up front and then I'll explain what I mean. So the first secret is the food and the second secret is the environment. All right, so what do I mean by this? So number 1 most important thing that you have to keep in mind is what food you eat. And by this I mean very healthy food, of course. We should be eating healthy food because it supports our health and it keeps us at a great weight and, helps us to reverse and prevent diseases and all that boring stuff. But what's interesting about this little concept I want to just kind of denote here is that the food that you eat matters, because if you eat high nutrient food, that is actually what helps you to reduce cravings, to clean out your system. And the more of the high nutrient food that you eat, the easier and better this gets throughout your lifetime. And I can attest from only 5 pounds away from my goal weight now, which is pretty incredible. I'm, feel really light and happy and good. And also I'm just feeling like it's getting easier. The further I go into this and the closer I get to my goal weight, it's getting easier and easier. The reason it gets easier is because the food does that. The high nutrient food does that. And that's what's so interesting about this particular lifestyle that I always talk about, which is Eat to Live, the Nutritarian lifestyle by Dr. Joel Fuhrman from the book Eat to Live. This high nutrient food is the stuff that makes it so that you're taking in enough nutrients, your body's getting what it needs to not only survive but to thrive, to actually get better and fix stuff that's kind of off. So one thing I've noticed as I've gotten healthier and healthier on this journey is that, whereas before when I used to eat a meal, I would always think I needed a huge portion or something like that because I had these signals in my brain that were very off, telling me I needed more food, I needed more, I'd get massive cravings, I'd get things like this. But over time, as you're taking in more nutrients, the body gets reacclimated to natural hunger signals, the way it's supposed to be, like when you're a baby and things, you just know how much you're supposed to eat to maintain that good weight or to grow, or to, as a child, you kind of know how much you need to grow, or as an adult, you should ideally know exactly how much you're supposed to eat at each meal without having to count calories, without having to do that. If you're eating this high nutrient food, the body heals itself in that way. So that's the kind of interesting thing to think of. Number 1, that's most important, is that you have to eat the high nutrient food for this to work, for your body to heal and to heal these signals and things like that. Otherwise it doesn't work. And so I don't mean just like whole foods, plant-based, right? I don't mean just really good whole foods. I mean the high nutrient types of these foods. You have to be taking in lots and lots of micronutrients, like the antioxidants and all the other phytochemicals, plus the fiber and all these wonderful things. You've got to get the foods in that have the most of those things. So difference between those types of things would be like having a bunch of rice and oatmeal, or just like very bean heavy things or grain heavy things or something. That would be a lower nutrient meal. Or starch, like sweet potatoes or things like that, that would be a lower nutrient meal. Whereas if you had a meal that was comprised mainly of high nutrient vegetables, for instance, like your kale and your broccoli and mushrooms and onions and things like that, zucchini, you make a whole meal out of that stuff, that's a high nutrient meal versus a meal that's based on grains or something, starches, things like that, that would be a lower nutrient meal. So while this lower nutrient meal is still healthy and it's still a crazy step up from the standard American diet, the meal that's composed of the higher nutrient plant foods is going to be the thing that actually speeds up that healing for you and gets you to that goal weight and gets you to that health and disease prevention and reversal a lot faster. So that's number one. Number one secret towards lifelong health is the high nutrient food. And number two is your environment. So what do I mean when I say environment? The main issue that most people have with eating like this is that they are in an environment that supports that type of eating, like your old way of eating, like standard American diet. You might be, in a family, first of all, like maybe your husband or your wife doesn't want to eat this way, or your kids don't want to eat this way or something. So you already have a couple strikes against you by having your loved ones be the types of people that like to still stay on standard American diet and they don't want to change necessarily. But there's lots of other things that you can do to change that environment. And more often than not, what happens is if someone is successful on this lifestyle and they remain healthy, it's because they have sort of revamped their entire environment around them to support the continuation of eating this way. Because we know if it's not our spouse or our family, there's already a million strikes against us out in the world, right? All the billboards we go past, all the TV shows that we see, every advertisement that you see on TV, on your phone, on Facebook, on, I just saw a little kiosk, a little ad on the bathroom, a public restroom in a restaurant. They had a little advertising kiosk on the sink. So as you're washing your hands, you're actually seeing an ad right there, right? And this kind of stuff is just going to keep happening in our lives. You ever see the movie, I think it was in the movie WALL-E, where suddenly our life is just, there's nothing but ads, and all you do is just sit on couches all day long, and you're on a conveyor belt for the rest of your life, and the conveyor belt is doing everything for you. Like, this is where we're headed. And so we have to take charge of our own environment. We have to take charge of what we see and what filters in through us. This is a reason why I never watch cable TV ever, on purpose. And I'm telling you, the only reason is because of the ads. It's because of the commercials. I can't stand someone else telling me what to eat or what to see or what to think of, because it's just not fair. And it's not like, for somebody like me who's a food addict, I can't handle that kind of stuff. I will go out and go back to my old diet if I see that stuff all the time. So I protect myself by not watching TV. I watch Netflix when I get a very limited amount of ads that way, but I don't watch cable TV anymore because I'm not going to let someone tell me what to eat. No way. Okay. So we have to take charge of our own environment. We have to make sure that we're filtering the right things through to keep us on that path of eating those high nutrient foods. Because there's lots of other challenges, right? Like, we have to go to work, we have to have jobs, so we're going to come in contact with people that eat this way. We're going to see that food. We're going to, have to drive past it every once in a while, and so maybe one of our techniques is to avoid the way we used to drive that always went past Starbucks, or avoid the way that used to drive that always went past, whatever fast food place we used to go to or something. So doing every little step that we can to kind of avoid those environmental triggers that used to keep us sicker and fatter and not feeling as well and all those things. We avoid that stuff so we can take care of ourselves and become healthier and slimmer and feel lighter and better. So keeping that environment as well as eating the food, those are the two things that really, it's what it comes down to, you guys. Making everything that you see around yourself be supportive to what you're trying to do, to that goal that you have. So if you have strikes against you, like I mentioned before, like your family doesn't eat this way, or your kids don't eat that way, or this is the beginning challenge that you have to start with, that's where you're starting. You can make it easier on yourself with other things, by avoiding watching cable TV, by cleaning out your entire pantry and your kitchen and making sure that those foods are not in your house to tempt you. But really do it. Don't keep stuff, hidden in places thinking you're not going to find it, because you will in a moment of craving and that kind of thing. So getting your environment clean, doing what you can at work to try to make sure that if someone brings in something outside that you don't want to see or that you're triggered by, maybe you avoid going by the break room that day, or you avoid walking past Susan's desk because she always has candy or whatever it might be. Taking care of your own mind and your own environment to make sure that you can handle those kinds of things is another way to really, really keep yourself on track and having this healthy food for the rest of your life, okay? So that's all I have. There's a lot of other things that you can do in these respects, right? Like eating the food is very important, but like you have to know the recipes, you have to know how to make the food and all that kind of stuff. There's tons of information like that on my YouTube channel. There's tons of information, lots of recipes in my cheat sheets and stuff as well, so you can learn a lot about how to make this kind of food. Also, of course, read the book Eat to Live. There's all the information you need to know to really get started there, and then follow along with me and all the rest of the content that's out there. And then your environment. There's so many different other things that I could mention, but it would take years for me to kind of download everything I've done to change my own environment. But once you get better and better at this, your journey becomes easier and easier, and you are on that lifelong journey towards the health that you're after and the weight that you're after as well, which is of course important to all of us too. Okay, I hope you like this video, you guys. Just wanted to give you a couple really, high-level, top-down things that I think of a lot, and I know that they're the most important pieces of this whole thing. So if you like this, please let me know what you think down below in the comments. What was maybe a part of this that you didn't think of, that maybe you're not doing in your life that you want to start doing. Also like and subscribe, like on this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And if you subscribe, and if you're already subscribed, make sure you hit that bell button so you can get the notifications every time I publish a new video. Moo came over to say hi, by the way. See? Hi, Moo. Say hi, everybody. She's coming up to say hi. So make sure you subscribe, hit the bell button, and also check out my Patreon channel if you guys like these videos that I make for you and they're helpful to you. I don't reach out to brands. I don't, try to put a bunch of ads all over my videos or anything like that, because I want you guys to be able to have just the content and not be inundated with a bunch of, crap that's distracting. I really want to be able to give you guys the good stuff. So that is why I have a Patreon channel, so I can actually try to have some type of income from this. I mean, I certainly don't make anything that's a living wage. I'm just trying to pay for a babysitter so I can make these videos easier. If you could support me in that way, it would be so helpful. I mean, for reals, guys, check out my Patreon, patreon.com/thewateringmouth. And the cool thing about that is, if you become a patron, and thank you a million times over to all my current patrons right now, you actually get some exclusive content that I don't publish anywhere else. So it's a really cool benefit of Patreon, and it helps me a lot to keep this channel going for you. So that's all I got for you. Thank you. So, oh, by the way, there is a cheat sheet included with this video, thewateringmouth.com/cheat sheet. Sign up for that, and I'll see you in the next video, guys. Bye.